All right, everyone, welcome back into another PrizePicks and Underdog video. Going to be getting to the top props today. But first, just a quick recap from yesterday. Now, yesterday was a bad slate, but I think it was more or less just getting unlucky, which gets me excited about today, especially like NBA wise. The players that were on, should have hit. Johnny Davis had a lot of shot attempts. You look at Nico for the Bucks, had a lot of shot attempts. They just weren't hitting them. Obviously, we want to be chasing shot attempts there. Jordan Goodwin on the Underdog slip got injured. He was well on his way to getting there. We look at this one with Travis, which was a high-scoring baseball game. There was a delay. Kevin Gossman just started out with 2 earned runs in the first inning and then bounced back well from there. Byron Buxton just didn't do enough. It was just like a perfect storm for a bad day. But all in all, I'm not too worried about it. Yesterday was a bad day. Last week was like the first bad week of the season as well. So look to bounce back today. And by now, you guys should probably know that I get excited after a bad day like that because more likely than not, it's going to be a good day the following day. Just a reminder, make sure to like and subscribe. If you guys see any props that you like on Underdog that I call out and you guys haven't signed up, make sure to use the promo code 925 spelt out. That'll give you a 100% match on a deposit of up to $100. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So yeah, yesterday it was an interesting day. We did get a lot of props that were huge prop line differences throughout the day. So all in all, it wasn't a bad day because of that. There were some huge big differences. I tweeted out one where there was a 4-point difference on a player, which was crazy. Typically that. All right, so let's just go ahead and start out with AJ Griffin here. We're on PrizePicks. We can see they have him valued at 17.5 points, and on Underdog, they have him valued at 16.5. This is another one of those situations where I don't mind going with him for the over on Underdog simply because he is someone that had a lot of shot attempts. The last game wasn't exactly shooting the basketball well. Obviously, 4 for 14 is not a good percentage, but we love the fact that he did shoot the ball 9 times. Okay, he also had 29 minutes, which is pretty huge. Okay, this is also a situation in which maybe you could potentially bet the under on PrizePicks as well. And then I also do just want to call out some other ones just to start out with. So looking at it, kind of just using DraftKings Sportsbook here. So like looking at Brandon Miller, we can see PrizePicks has set at 16.5. Underdog has set at 15.5. We go to DraftKings Sportsbook and we'll see that they have his over 15 points set at -160. So in theory, that should be a good prop on Underdog. Another kind of interesting one that we are getting in terms of odds is going to be looking at Jaden Ivey's points as well. We can see they had the line set at -160 for 20 points. We are getting a pretty big projected edge in that regard then. Now, here's the thing with Jaden Ivey. I don't think he's all that good, to be honest with you. It's kind of like the Heat prop that we had yesterday where Jovic, I think that's how you say it, Nikola, he had like a -170 for his over points, and he didn't even come close. I don't really like him as a player, but those are good odds. So it's really, do you want to trust the odds? Do you want to trust kind of the natural ability of that player? And so we do go ahead and pull up the shot attempts. It is encouraging though that he did shoot the ball 19 times. Okay. Obviously, if we want to chase the shot attempts, we want to chase the minutes, then he's not a terrible play. And now here's another interesting one that we are getting. Peyton Watson for over 20 points. And I just kind of sorted by this. The PrizePicks and Underdog lines have them set at 18.5 for Peyton Watson. So in theory, that should be a pretty good line. And if we go ahead and look at the box score from that game, we will see that he had a really good game. But why did he have a really good game? That is important to point out. He had 13 free throw attempts, only 12 shot attempts, and went 6 for 12. So the rim is never a bad thing. I wish we could get like a fancy points prop on him, to be honest with you. With the points, the blocks, the steals, he played aggressively. That is really the biggest takeaway. He had 6 personal fouls, had 4 turnovers. He was playing aggressively is what that tells us. So yeah, he probably does have a good chance to get the over there. I can see why DraftKings is setting the line there. If we want to roll with that, you certainly could. Then I did have Jabari Smith pulled up there as well. Jabari Smith really struggled in the first half of that game 2 days ago, but then it's a summer league game, but the way that they let the Rockets beat them essentially was just like, what are you doing? Oh, it's just frustrating. I've been enjoying watching the summer league basketball. It's fun. And then just looking at the other like discrepancies that we were getting out there, James Bjorknight. I need to refresh myself on these names, how the pronunciation of these names. He's a play that I really don't mind. He's another one of those guys that really had a poor night shooting, but at the same time did have those shot attempts. I am all for chasing the shot attempts. 6 for 18, makes a couple more baskets, gets that over pretty easily, especially on Underdog. So to see what discrepancies we are getting when looking on like PrizePicks and Underdog, flipping it around. So Jabari Smith would be a better bet on PrizePicks if you like him. Jeffries would be a better bet there. James Wiseman as well. I think I'd rather do points and rebounds for him depending on that prop line. Terry Easton as well. Like, I would love to do the points, rebounds, and assist prop for him because he is just a point per minute player. You know, we talk about that in DFS a lot, fantasy point per minute player. That is Terry Easton. So he is someone that I would love to be able to bet that way. We're just not getting that bet just yet. So just real quickly, getting into a specific bet for NBA, these are all going to be the ones in which we are chasing the good lines on DraftKings, okay? I'm betting on DraftKings being correct compared to PrizePicks or Underdog. We'll see if that holds up. And then for Underdog here, this would be the good slip that we're looking at just based off of some discrepancies that we're getting between PrizePicks and Underdog. Although this line for AJ Griffin just got adjusted, so we'd probably want to run a stack out like this with Brandon Miller and James here, but I want to find some other props that we can roll with where maybe we're not getting discrepancies, but they're props that I think have a good chance to hit. So I want to call it Isaiah Mobley's line because I kind of really like Isaiah Mobley as a player. Okay, I had 15 points in the last game, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. They have his points, rebounds, and assist prop set at 24.5. So he really just got there by combining one of those stats. He's a player that I just like personally. Maybe it's more of a little bit of confirmation bias there, but I think he's going to have a strong day again. So I'm going to be rolling with that for him. Then we're going to try to find some other good props. I will say Johnny Davis was very aggressive. He actually had a putback basket at the end of regulation that he almost made. And if you watch the game for the last 4 minutes, the Washington possessions were just terrible. It was whoever had the basketball, whoever brought the basketball up was just driving layup, forced shot, terrible shot. Okay. It's tough to imagine them doing that again. So I don't know, 17.5 probably seems like the correct line. Although, like, watching the game, you could tell you really cared and you could tell you really wanted to score the basketball. I like the fact that he did get a lot of shot attempts. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for over 17.5. It really depends on the line that we're getting for him. This might be a better bet on one of the sports books for you. I do want to call out Branham as well. He was someone that I really liked as a play, and Sharp as well. Those were two players that I was locked in on 2 nights ago. Didn't put out content. I apologize. But if we look at it, like, Branham did play a lot of minutes, okay? And he did have a decent amount of shot attempts as well. Do I expect him to go 4 for 7 from 3 again? Probably not. But he did have 17 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. Okay, so pretty good day as a whole. The issue is that they are giving us that line now because of that good day. So it would feel like we're forcing it in there a little bit. Now, I do just want to call out this game as well. Scoot Henderson got injured, and I shake my head because it cost me a 5-leg slip on Friday. Very annoying there. But we don't know if he's going to play or not. So if he does play, you kind of expect him to have some good usage. Shaden Sharp had a really good last 3 minutes of the game on Friday, which kind of bumped up his points, really saved my night. And honestly, if Henderson is active, maybe in the second half, maybe that doesn't occur. But he is a good player. I mean, he did have 21 shot attempts, okay? So his point total, Sharps, is set at plus 100, but to get 25 points. And so we can see the point total set at 22. 7 for 21. I mean, if he's going to be getting, let's say, 18 shot attempts, I think he has a good chance to get over 21.5 points. But maybe we would just rather chase the points, rebounds, and assists. Because shockingly, he only had 2 assists. He actually had more rebounds than he had assists. That's not going to happen too frequently with him. So I actually wouldn't mind the over there, but that does feel like we'd be forcing it a little bit. Maybe you just go with points there. And so this would be my bet of the day on Underdog. All right, so going to pick up the pace here a little bit. Now we're going to be getting into the MLB props, more straightforward here, where I'm just going with what the data says. So Anthony here, he is projected to really go off and have a really good day. You guys know the threshold by now. I want to have props that are going to be the Vegas lines projected by over 2, and then also the projection lines over by 2. Obviously, we're not getting that there with him, but all in all, should be a good prop bet there. We see Paul Goldschmidt is also one that's kind of popping up as well. Want to call out that the over and under percent is basically a push as well. So basically a push to get 5.9 PrizePicks points. So not a terrible bet there. And then we have Bo as well. Part of the reason why Kevin Gossman didn't get his over fantasy points last game, but while only giving up 2 runs, is because he had 0 run support. I don't think Toronto ended up scoring a run, which is clearly annoying. Okay. So I guess it wouldn't be shocking. I can see why they're expecting Toronto to finally figure it out. So Bo's not terrible there. Like, these are all pretty decent. I want to point out this one as well. Marcus Simeon here as well. He has been someone that has been struggling as well. You kind of just expect him to have a better game, kind of expect him to get on a little bit of a hot streak given the cold streak that he had been on. So really, I don't mind those 4. One, I'll highlight them. These 4 right here, like, these are all pretty darn, okay? And I'll highlight them right here. Yeah, these 4 are all kind of casually popping up there. Let's go ahead and take a peek at some pitching-based props. Now, we're not getting any over bets, and we're really not getting that many good under bets as well. Jesus, you could go with for the under fantasy points. It's not a terrible one there, but not exactly one we want to be chasing too much. Let's go and take a peek at the board in general, seeing if we are getting any favorable bets there. Not really. Okay, that's unfortunate. Really nothing there. Any under bets for WNBA, I guess, but let's take a peek at WNBA a little bit more. So just taking a peek at WNBA, seeing where we are getting any potential prop line differences. Nothing too crazy. And once again, I want to call this out. Like, this is the issue that we have with Underdog, with PrizePicks, with WNBA prop betting, is that we can see the line for Kelsey here is set at 16.5 on average for the Vegas lines. PrizePicks has it set at 17.5, and then Underdog has set at 17. Those are some big discrepancies, and we see that here with Ariel Atkins as well. It's just there are a lot of random discrepancies in there like that, so it's unfortunate. But yeah, we really aren't getting any awesome WNBA props. It's just not there. Okay, let's just flip this around, seeing if we are getting any good prop bets on Underdog at all. No, not really as well for WNBA either. So let's just take a quick peek at some esports based props. And actually, we aren't getting any favorable esports props, so we'll just go ahead and move on into the next, which is going to be PGA props. So had I started this video out earlier, I would have went back again to Russell Henley, and it finally probably would have hit today. That's just one of those things, but we don't have that. Looking at it right now, I find the lines for like Brennan Todd and Alex Smalley, or Brennan Todd, Adam Schenk, to be very interesting. PrizePicks has it set at 68. So to get under that, it'd be 3 strokes. Now, both of them are in contention to win. Brennan Todd has been someone that has somewhat been a closer in these situations in the past. Adam Schenk, not exactly. And then Chris Kirk, I don't mind the under for him as well. Obviously, those are all favoring the over though. But we're really not getting any prop line differences too much. The one that I would like the most would probably be Alex Smalley for under 68.5 strokes. Now, he is in contention to win, is in the final pairing as well, I believe, if not the second to final pairing. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of added pressure, and that's probably why PrizePicks has given us this line at 68.5. But, out of all the players up here that like are still playing, it was Denny McCarthy, Cameron Young, and Adam Schenk and Alex Smalley were essentially the same plays. It doesn't really make sense why Alex Smalley is getting this stroke number. It's kind of strange. So all in all, he should be able to get the under. Granted, yeah, the pressure could get to him and he might not be able to shoot 3 under par. This is a course though where if we pull it up here right now, we will see that there are a lot of golfers currently under par and not that many that are currently over par, right? So should in theory be able to get there. It's all about pressure though. All right, so now getting into my bet of the day on PrizePicks for other sports other than NBA. We got Alex Smalley, should be able to get the under there unless the pressure gets to him. It's just a strange number there. And then just going with the top hitting fantasy score props, I do expect at least 2 out of the 4 to hit. I don't like the idea of being on players that are on a little bit of a cold stretch at the same time. That's why we're getting good lines on them. All right, that's going to be all for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the coverage. Let's have a good slate today. And as always, guys, let's keep cashing. If you guys want to join 9 to 5, become a member. It is $10 a month. Link in the description below. All right, thanks for watching. Let's have a good slate. And as always, let's keep cashing.